Welcome to First Sun News. This is Arghya Mitra. Malaysia, 36 Bangladeshis arrested for advocating the Islamic State's ideology, established a recruitment network, and financed terrorist operations. On June 27, 2025, Malaysian Home Minister Saifuddin Ismail announced during a press conference that the Royal Malaysian Police detained 36 Bangladeshi individuals this week for their alleged participation in a radical militant movement. He remarked, "The intelligence gathered by the Special Branch Team and their coordinated efforts revealed that this group adopted extremist views influenced by the Islamic State, ISIS, ideology." According to Malay Mail and New Straits Times, Malaysian police found that this group had set up secret recruitment cells. They aimed to indoctrinate people with radical ideology, raise funds for terrorism, and plan to overthrow the government in Bangladesh. The Home Minister explained that those arrested had created these secret recruitment cells. Their goals were indoctrinating radical Islamic beliefs, raising funds to support terrorist operations, and conspiring to topple the lawful government in their homeland. Minister Saifuddin said, "I would like to emphasize that Malaysia will not be a haven, let alone a battlefield, for any foreign extremist movement. Authorities think similar actions might happen in other countries with big Bangladeshi communities. This includes Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Maldives, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Oman, Kuwait, the European Union, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and the United States." Since the 2024 jihadist coup, Bangladesh has seen a rise in radical Islamic militancy. Extremist groups want to end secular democracy and start a revolutionary Islamic regime led by Muhammad Yunus. Experts say ISIS and Al-Qaeda see the political chaos as a chance to grow their influence in the area. On August 20, 2024, Al-Qaeda in the Indian subcontinent, AQIS, released a 14-page statement by its emir, Usama Mahmud, via its propaganda arm as Sahab subcontinent. Titled, "Bangladesh, the Emerging Hope of Supporting Islam for the Muslim Masses," the statement praised the uprising and urged for more jihadist efforts to establish Islamic rule in Bangladesh. According to the Jamestown Foundation, the interim Bangladeshi government led by economist Muhammad Yunus now faces a confluence of crises ranging from Islamist extremism and sectarian violence to mounting geopolitical tensions. The growing vulnerability of religious minorities in Bangladesh, notably Hindus, reflects both the resurgence of radical Islamist forces and escalating tensions with India. The Economist noted that Muhammad Yunus, with only about 5% grassroots support through his National Citizen Party, NCP, continues a campaign of political vendetta against the Awami League under the pretext of reform. In October 2024, Professor Brahma Chelani wrote by Nikkei Asia. He said Bangladesh, the world's 8th most populous country, is at a crossroads. This is after a military-backed regime change and violent upheaval. There have been purges, extrajudicial killings, and attacks on religious and ethnic minorities. Also, terrorists have been freed. But one thing stands out: a rise in radical Islamism across the country. The Yunus regime is facing international scrutiny. It is accused of supporting radical Islamist and terrorist networks. These networks aim to destabilize India, creating a new crisis for Dhaka. Reuters reports that Ukraine has accused Bangladesh of importing wheat stolen from Ukraine. Ukraine warns that if this continues, it will ask the European Union to impose sanctions on Bangladeshi entities. Documents show Ukraine sent several diplomatic notes to Bangladesh's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They urged Dhaka to reject over 150,000 tons of grain allegedly stolen and exported via Russia's Kavkaz port. Ukraine's ambassador to India, Alexander Polishchuk, said Dhaka had not responded. He stated that Kyiv now plans to escalate the matter. Intelligence shows Russia mixing stolen Ukrainian grain with its own exports before shipment. "It's a crime," Polishchuk said in an interview with Reuters. "We will share our investigation with our European Union colleagues, and we will kindly ask them to take the appropriate measures." In April 2025, Ukraine detained a foreign vessel for allegedly transporting stolen grain. Last year, a similar incident led to the seizure of a cargo ship and the detention of its captain. Ukraine's June 11 letter warned Bangladesh could face serious consequences for importing stolen grain. It emphasized that such transactions worsen the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. The letter added that sanctions may extend beyond importing companies and could also target government officials and leadership figures who knowingly facilitate or tolerate such violations. Responding to the allegations, EU spokesperson Anita Hipper stated that the vessels involved were not currently under any EU sanctions. She added, any proven involvement of vessels in shipping stolen Ukrainian grain could provide the basis for future restrictive measures. The EU has already sanctioned 342 vessels allegedly involved in helping Russia circumvent trade restrictions. With multiple crises mounting, from international trade scandals to Bangladeshi nationals arrested abroad for terrorist links, Muhammad Yunus appears oblivious. Instead, he is reportedly pressing ahead with plans to unveil a so-called July Charter next month. This controversial declaration would empower Yunus to dismantle Bangladesh's armed forces. He plans to replace them with a pro-regime paramilitary outfit, the Islamic Revolutionary Army, IRA. It would also seek to annul the 1972 constitution and transform the interim administration into a permanent, revolutionary government, akin to post-1979 Iran under Ayatollah Khomeini. Under this charter, Yunus would gain authority to dismiss President Mohammad Shahabuddin Chuppu, Army Chief General Waqar Uz-Zaman, and others holding constitutional positions. Alarmingly, during a June 13 meeting in London, now dubbed the London Gate Conspiracy, Yunus reportedly secured the endorsement of BNP's acting chairman Tariq Rahman. Rahman agreed to join the proposed revolutionary government and indefinitely suspend national elections. According to reports, BNP has also backed Yunus's intention to prosecute President Shahabuddin and General Waqar on charges of crimes against humanity. They allegedly collaborated with Sheikh Hasina's administration. Yunus and his allies are upset about General Waqar Uz-Zaman's plan for elections by December 30, 2025. They want a democratic change in power. Zillur Rahman, a political expert, has warned that missing this deadline could mean no elections in Bangladesh for years. After Sheikh Hasina was removed, General Waqar spoke to the nation on August 5, 2024. He promised to keep the constitutional order and help with a democratic change. But now, his silence is loud. It seems he can't or won't stop Bangladesh's slide into authoritarianism. If the world doesn't care, Bangladesh might fall to radical rule. This could harm South Asia and the world. Muhammad Yunus's revolutionary government is more than a local issue. It's a threat to the region, India, and global stability. Terrorists are already showing up abroad, and plans are to weaken the military. Bangladesh is on the brink of disaster. We must act fast. A democracy is at risk of being lost to fanaticism and politics. Please monitor this topic closely, as several upcoming developments are expected to emerge soon, along with additional news becoming evident. I will persist in providing you with confirmed and current videos. My aim is always to guarantee that even if there is a slight delay in a video, it will include accurate, verified sources, enabling me to clearly elucidate the real events. I don't claim to rely on traditional sources like others do. I prioritize creativity and thoroughness in supporting the content of my videos. If you found my video helpful, please consider liking, subscribing to, and sharing it. Feel free to share your honest thoughts in the comments, as I value your feedback.